Trust that if you clicked on this video today, it is for a reason, because you are unlocking 4 codes to manifesting abundance that will change your life and your relationship with money and overflow forever. My name is Brooke and I'm a master mindset and manifestation coach. I specialize and I'm certified in subconscious rewiring, and my intention is to help you make it make sense. I know this stuff can get very heady, it can be very confusing, so I'm all about grounding it and simplifying it for you so that you can actually get the results from this kind of work that you want. If you like this kind of stuff, be sure to like this video, subscribe, and follow me so that I can help you to reprogram into your dream life and self from the inside out. Okay, code number 1 to help you manifest true abundance in your life. Stop the comparison. The thing with comparison is that when you look at somebody, you look at what they're doing, you look at their success, you look at their abundance, and you compare yourself to them, that feeling that you get of like envy or jealousy or just not feeling anything but positive emotions around seeing somebody else succeed is because you have a subconscious belief that their success, their abundance, their happiness takes from yours, which is a mindset that is so deeply rooted in lack and scarcity. So when we are aligning to abundance, when we are manifesting an abundant life, not just an abundant life physically, but internally, so that we actually get to experience the emotions, the feelings, the sensations of true overflow and abundance, this kind of mindset can't live there, okay? We gotta leave that in the past. You've probably heard the quote before that comparison is the thief of joy, and this couldn't be more true. There's actually science that backs this. There's a 2015 study that shows that frequent comparison has actually been linked to higher rates of depression and lower self-esteem. And it makes sense. I mean, especially in today's modern world where we are always on our phones. We're always glued to social media, seeing other people's lives, seeing the highlight reels of their lives, seeing just what they want to show on social media. It's so easy to do that while we're laying in bed, feeling not it, and then seeing somebody done to the nines having like this glamorous vacation in Mykonos. And then it makes us feel like our life is insignificant or less than, not as special and enjoyable and beautiful as these other people who are out there showing what they're doing. When you have so many moments in your life that are just as special, just as beautiful, where your sole intention isn't to cultivate a perfect Instagrammable moment. I've actually found, and I wrote this in a phone note recently, that my favorite moments in life, and I've gotten to experience many things. I've manifested everything that I've ever wanted. I took months off of work earlier this year to travel the world, and I realized that my best moments in life are the ones that are simple. Just the sweet, simple moments in my home, sipping my coffee, sitting on the couch with my puppy. Like, out of everything that I've experienced in life, those are the ones that are the sweetest, the most valuable to me. And these aren't the moments that I'm pulling out my phone to record a clip for TikTok or Instagram. They're when I'm fully present. I'm just me, and I'm with my life. I'm with the people that I love, and I'm just in the moment completely. But it's so easy to see this picture online and think that that's it, that's the goal, that is what your life should look like. And they must be so much happier, everything in their life must be so much better, when ultimately that's not always the truth. And then this feeds into low self-esteem, because now you're feeling depressed about your life and you're feeling more and more less confident in yourself and what you have to offer to the world, when it literally could not be further from the truth. Another study, and this is one of my favorites to talk about anytime I catch myself in comparison, and this is from 1995. It's a study on Olympic medalists. And this study showed that bronze medalists were actually happier than silver medalists. And the reason being because silver medalists tended to compare themselves to gold medalists, and they saw how close they were to winning, but that they didn't win. Where bronze medalists compared themselves down to those that didn't win at all, saw how close they were to not winning, and were just grateful to even make it onto the podium. This just shows that everything is perspective. Nothing is truth other than the meaning that we give to it, and the perspective, the emotions that we choose to have around an event. So you can choose in any moment to find gratitude, to find the sweetness and the pleasure of life. Like I said, my favorite moments in life are the most simple ones. And maybe that's because I've just chosen to find pleasure in that. When you compare, you're looking for all the ways that you feel that you don't line up from your own perspective. When you focus on yourself, your life, being the best version of you, the only person you have to compare to is yourself. Are you showing up at the level that you know you can? Are you the version of yourself that you're proud of? Choose to have your perception tuned to the abundance in your life. See all the places where you're winning. See all the places where you're great. See all the things that you have to enjoy now already in your life. Without looking out to others and seeing what you aren't experiencing, look at what you are experiencing and have deep gratitude for that. Because if we want to take a note from the bronze medalists, I can guarantee you that there are millions of people who would be thankful to be in the position that you're in. And it's your choice whether you want to do the work to see that or not. But one perception is going to lead you to manifesting more abundance and more things to be grateful for in your life. And the other is going to do the opposite and keep you in this spiral of never feeling enough and always feeling like you're missing something. And this mindset will deteriorate you. Like I said, there is a link to higher rates of depression and self-esteem from comparison. So if this is a trap that you found yourself in, I highly encourage you to shift it today. Comparison literally hijacks your nervous system and your subconscious mind, pulling you out of alignment and reinforcing feelings of scarcity and lack. It literally makes you focus on all the places in your life where you are experiencing or feel that you are experiencing scarcity and lack and not enoughness. And what happens when we focus on something? It trains our subconscious mind to focus on it more, to create more of that. So when we are manifesting abundance, we want to shift our focus to all that we have to be grateful for, all the abundance and amazing things that we already have in our life. Tune out the world and plug in if you have to. I also find that I'm happiest when I'm not spending hours a day scrolling on social media. And I have my few creators that I like to plug into, that I learn something from, that I get value from. And then the rest of the time, I'm just in my own world. 2025 is the year of creating over consuming. I want you to be creating more in your own life, whether that's actually creating content or creating for your career, or that's just creating joy and peace and experiences with people that you love. Create in your own life and your own experience more than you are consuming others. And I promise you, you will unlock happiness and abundance like you've never experienced it before. Ooh, okay, I just had to turn on my AC, so if the audio gets a little funky now, my bad. I have a reframe for you that has really helped me when I catch myself in a comparison spiral, and it's reminding myself and literally saying to myself, their success does not take away from me. In fact, it actually gives to me, and it is proof of what is possible for me. And in that moment, I force myself to actually feel joy and happiness for that person, whatever they're experiencing, whatever they're doing, whatever they've manifested, whatever's going on in their life that maybe I'm comparing with. I force myself to feel joy for them as if it was happening to me. And I remind myself that seeing them do this thing is proof of what I can do in my own life with my own little flair and spin on it. That makes it even more perfect and aligned for me and who I am. Because their life is their life. My life is my life. And an abundant mindset, somebody who is truly tuned into abundance, knows that there is infinite to go around, and that when you are seeing somebody's success, when you are seeing somebody with something that you want, this is a divine sign, this is divine guidance showing you what is meant for you. When you feel that pull, whether you want to call it jealousy or desire, know that that is simply inspiration. It's your soul showing you what is aligned to you, what you can have as well, and what you just need to set your gaze on and focus on to manifest in your own life. Their success in no way is taking away from yours. It's showing you what can be possible for you. Look at what they have. Take note of what you're feeling jealous of, what specifically you want from their situation that's making you feel triggered or that's making you compare. And take note of that, because that's soul guidance in what you actually want. And that's valuable information for you to actually utilize and then manifest it in your own life. And I'll leave code 1 on one final note. There was this TikTok that I saw. I wish I knew who made it, but it was this girl who said that it's so awesome to be somebody that can feel happiness and joy for another person, because not only do you get to experience the amazing experience of happiness and joy when things go well in your own life, you get to experience that level of happiness and joy on a daily basis as you look out to the world and you see other people achieving their goals. You see other people being successful, being happy. It can be people in your own life that you know, or it can literally be strangers on the internet. But regardless, when you choose to be a person who is happy for other people, and when you allow yourself, and that's all that it is, that's all energetics are, it's allowing, it's opening for yourself to feel that joy, for you to connect with that other soul, even across the world, knowing that we are one and that their joy is your joy and that their success is proof of what's possible for you. And you can feel joy for them as if their experience is happening in your own life. What a gift that is. Imagine how magnetic you become. Imagine what you manifest from feeling those feelings constantly, getting to borrow them from other people, from their experiences, but feeling so happy for them, it's as if it happened to you. And this truly is a choice. It's all a choice. And if you're somebody who's used to being in the spiral of comparison, feeling jealousy, feeling negative feelings, feeling like somebody's success is taking away from yours, I really invite you to come back to that affirmation that I shared with you. The more that you practice that in the moment when you feel the trigger and you shift your focus to feeling happiness, to recognizing that this person is showing you what's possible for you, the more that that will just become your automatic way of being. And that is an abundant as fuck mindset. I always know when I'm locked into abundance, when so much money is about to manifest, when I'm feeling that way, when I truly feel like there's so much to give and I feel truly happy for other people's happiness and abundance in their lives too. That's when you know you're locked into this, okay? Number 2, when we are talking about making money, you need to take action from intuition. Stop waiting for clarity before you move. Let your intuition be your guide to real wealth and abundance. There's this theory that you might have heard of about the collective consciousness. Basically, that ideas float around in the collective consciousness and multiple people will kind of have the same idea. And it's the person who grabs that idea and actually takes action on it, who then gets to co-create with the universe on that idea and all the abundance and great things that would come from it. So when you're getting all these intuitive hits, all these good ideas, but you're constantly hesitant, you're never quite taking the action, you are blocking your blessings. You are blocking your abundance. The universe is literally dropping seeds for you to make money off of, for you to grow abundance and joy in your life from. But because you don't feel ready yet, or you have this lack of belief in yourself, or whatever other millions of reasons that you've created in your mind to keep you in doubt and keep you stuck from actually making your dreams a reality, that idea bounces to somebody else who's gonna feel the fear and they're gonna fucking do it anyways. With this theory in mind though, don't fall into the trap of thinking, oh my God, I had that amazing idea and then I saw that other person do it a month later. I missed out on my opportunity. The ideas are gone. Okay, that's a very limited mindset. Don't believe for a second that there is limited ideas in this world. There is infinite ideas. I can't even tell you the amount of ideas that I have had that then I've seen somebody else take action on. And I can't even tell you the amount of ideas that I've had that I've taken action on, even when I didn't feel I was ready or all the clarity around it wasn't there yet, that I've made thousands, hundred thousands, millions of dollars off of. This is one of my favorite affirmations that I honestly have affirmed too hard, because I have insane ideas every single day. Like, I am not at a shortage for ideas, okay? There's like 50 businesses that I want to start and like 500 products that I want to create for my one business, Arcanum LA, and another 500 offers that I want to create for my other business, Arcanum Academy. And I swear this has all come from affirming this affirmation to myself, which is, and I'd write this down if I were you, I am tuned to the frequency of $1 million ideas, and $1 million ideas flow to me in abundance. And then when one hits, you need to take action. Okay, move. And listen, we probably have, I don't even know what number of ideas a day. There's so many thoughts and ideas that we all have on a daily basis. I'm not saying you need to take action on the first idea that you get, but that one that pulls you, and you know what I'm talking about, that just feels like it lights you up inside. Like, oh my God, I need to do this, and I need to do this right now. That feeling before all the fear comes in, telling you why you can't, telling you why you shouldn't, telling you why you're not good enough, that feeling, that's the idea that you need to take action on, and you need to take action now. And you need to take action although you may feel the doubt, although you may feel the fear, because guess what? Everybody that you look up to, the millionaires, the billionaires, all the successful people that you follow and you wonder, how did they get there? Were they just born like that? Is that just who they are? No. They felt the fear, they still feel the fear, and they just do it anyways because they're less connected to their ego where the fear lives, and they're more connected to their intuition where the higher mind lives, where they are locked into unshakable trust and faith and belief in themselves. So when they feel that knowing, that instinct, that intuitive pull to do something, even though that other voice in their mind is still there, they move because they know that abundance funnels from that voice, the higher mind, the voice of guidance and intuition, not the voice of fear. Neuroscience studies have actually shown that intuitive decision making is actually faster and more accurate more often than rational analysis when dealing with complex or uncertain situations, because your gut instinct, your intuition, is your subconscious mind actually processing billions of pieces of information that your logical mind, your conscious mind, could never possibly compute. One of my favorite numbers to throw out when people are skeptical of manifestation or subconscious mind work or intuition is that your subconscious mind is processing 11 million bits of information per second, while your conscious mind can only process about 40 bits of information per second, okay? Let that sink in for a second. And then the next time somebody wants to say something about the work that you do on reprogramming your subconscious mind, lay that fact on them and they'll get real quiet real quick. I can guarantee that. So know that when your body lights up with an idea, when you feel that intuitive pull, when that $1 million idea drops in, your intuitive instinct is often way wiser than that conscious critical mind that's about to pop up a couple seconds later. Meaning, follow your intuition, don't follow your doubts. Learn to differentiate the two voices and you will be led to abundance beyond what you can imagine. Trust me, every time I do, new levels unlock. We're doing it right now. And the faster that you trust your intuitive hits and you act, the more magnetic and abundant you become because you are actually co-creating with the universe instead of waiting for permission or clarity or finally feeling ready, which is never going to come before you take action. Clarity comes after action. Confidence comes with action as well. Let me give you an example because this isn't just theory. All of this has been tried and tested in my real life, okay? I just launched an identity rewiring journal. It's called Be Her Now. It's a 28-day process. The first 7 days in journal 1, really locking you into the change work, into the nervous system regulation and the subconscious reprogramming. And then the final 21 days in journal 2, more of the repetition work to really lock in this new identity. And then there's an audio that you plug into every single day called the Dream Girl Frequency audio that just further solidifies and helps you to embody this new frequency. So anyways, this came to me in an intuitive hit. Every single step that you will see in the journal poured out of me in an intuitive hit. I wasn't planning on creating or launching a journal. In fact, I already had 2 other offers created, ready to launch, the overflow codes and the trust frequency, which are 2 rewiring audio bundles available now as well. So I'll link them for you. So when the idea for Be Her Now popped into my mind, that other voice, the voice of doubt, of fear, the voice that keeps us stuck, was telling me I didn't have time to do it. Why would I do that? All of these things. But the pull in me was so real. I could see how I would design the journals. I could feel the impact that it was going to have. All of this to say, Be Her Now has made me an extra 10K in the last week, and it's changing thousands of people's lives right now. So yeah, intuition leads you to abundance. Fear, doubt leads you to scarcity, lack, and just an unaligned life. Number 3, be optimistic and be unshakable in your belief in yourself and your goals. Ooh, let me tell you why I love this one so much. Listen, positivity has gotten such a bad rep lately, okay? I feel like anytime you talk about being positive, people are like, well, that's toxic positivity. I'm not talking toxic positivity, okay? We need to get our definition straight. Toxic positivity would be when you are literally hurting yourself by being positive, meaning you don't let yourself feel or process normal human emotions. That obviously leaves emotions and trauma trapped in the body and only to need to be dealt with later when it starts showing up in other patterns in your life. But that's a different topic for a different day. Being an optimistic person is a different thing. One of my favorite stories to tell, and some people would probably say that this is toxic positivity, but fuck it, it's my life and it served me, so I'm gonna share it. When I was first really getting locked into my manifestation journey, this was like 2020, I think. I really wanted a new car. I had had the same car since high school, and I was really wanting to manifest a new car. I had a Tesla on my vision board. And at that time where I was in life, like even getting the base model of a Tesla, that was like, I was rich, okay? To me, that was rich as fuck. So I had just had my morning of really being deep into the energy of manifestation, of abundance, which we will talk about shortly. And I just felt like everything was happening for me. I was like on cloud 9. I was feeling so fucking good. I get in my car, I turn the corner, and I get hit on the side by a semi-truck. A semi-truck. Car totaled, okay? But the thing was, I was going so slow because I'm in a neighborhood, you know, driving very, very slow. The semi truck was also backing up and they didn't have a person looking, which like, what are you doing? And they just backed up very slowly, but very powerfully into my Kia. And it was totaled on the spot, okay? I immediately had that feeling of shock, obviously, and being like, oh my God, I don't have a car now. How am I gonna get places? How am I gonna get to work? But literally within probably 2 minutes or shorter, it happened so quick. Everything that I had done in the morning, all the manifestation and energetic work I had just done, came back and flooded to me, and I just felt this overwhelming sense that this was a good thing. This was my manifestation manifesting. And I was smiling. I was so excited. I realized, oh my God, I get a new car now. Now listen, you don't have to manifest a new car from your car getting totaled. No one was hurt in this incident except for the car. And I ended up getting my Tesla. The moral of the story is that I chose optimism. I could have gone down a spiral of how the world was out to get me. Everything was going wrong with me. Oh my God, look at what happens to me. Victim, 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 all of this. But no, I just chose to see it as an opportunity. I chose to see it as leading me to something that in that moment, I didn't even have the awareness for. I didn't have money to buy a new car, none of that. But I just trusted. I chose to surrender, and actually in my journal that day, I was in the energy of surrender. I was really focusing into that, not just writing, I surrender, but truly feeling the feelings of surrendering. And if you want to hear more about that, listen to the last episode that I posted. I go really deep into the feelings of surrender and what that actually means. But the point is, every time I have surrendered to the flow of the universe, trusted in faith that everything was working out for me, everything has. And that's on optimism, okay? That's on taking any situation and calling it what it is, noting if it's shitty, noting if it's hurt you, processing those emotions, but then choosing to have an optimistic perspective on it. I cannot even tell you how many things have happened in my life that would probably send somebody into a nervous breakdown. That would probably send somebody into thinking everything in their life was over. I cannot tell you how much I have been through. And I truly believe that I have lived through all of it because I've always had this optimistic perspective of knowing that this is happening for me in some crazy weird way that will all be revealed to me at some point someday, and I'll be thankful for it. Note, for the millionth time, that I did not say don't process the feelings, don't feel the feelings. Do that. And then choose to focus on the positive future, the positive movement forward from this experience. What lessons can you learn from it? How can you actually grow from this? How can you use this for you? How can you live better later on because of this? How can you do better in the world and share your abundance, share your overflow, share your love, share your joy, share your lessons that you have learned from your experiences with all of humanity? One of my other favorite quotes is, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. So whether you choose to be pessimistic about your success, about the outcome of whatever you're doing or whatever you're experiencing, or you choose to be optimistic about it and believe that all of this is happening for you and absolutely you're going to reach your goal, even if it's a bumpy ride getting there or it's been bumpy up until now, then you're right. There's this other thing that I've heard that's just like one of my favorite thoughts, meditations, stories to come back to. And I was listening to this podcast, this interview that I heard with an F1 driver who was talking about mindset and being a professional driver. And he said one of the things that most people wouldn't know is that it is drilled in your mind as an F1 driver to never look at the wall. And the reason being because when you look at the wall, you subconsciously start to drift towards it. You subconsciously start to drift towards wherever you are looking. So they just focus towards where they want to go. Never look at the wall. And this has become an anchor affirmation in my life, in my household. Don't look at the wall. Meaning, don't look at where you don't want to go. Don't focus your attention there. Focus your attention on where you want to go, on the results that you want to see happen in your life, on the abundance, the wealth, the success that you want to manifest in your life. Not the fear, the lack, the scarcity, the what ifs that you don't want to happen, because what's gonna happen is you're subconsciously going to drift towards that. Focus on what you want and keep your eye laser focused there. When we believe in a positive outcome, our prefrontal cortex actually activates in a way that primes us to notice opportunities and to take aligned action. I mean, think about it. Imagine taking action on something, going into it, believing that it's never going to work out for you anyways. Feel into the amount that you give to that. Like, how much do you actually try in that sort of circumstance? How do you feel as you're doing that thing, knowing, believing that it's not going to work for you anyways? Versus how you take action, how you show up for your goals when you believe that the results that you want are inevitable from you taking this action right now. Feel the confidence that that gives you. Like, that lights a spark in you. That makes you feel like you got it, like you already got it before you have it. And that's the energy that you want to show up in. That's the energy that you need to show up in to manifest what you want. Doubt, however, activates the amygdala and triggers fear-based behavior, meaning taking actions rooted in fear, second guessing yourself, not being present and embodied in your magnetism, in the energy of the version of yourself who already has it, who knows it's yours. This will severely hold you back. It brings us back to code number 2, where that fear will keep us from taking action on our aligned goals, on the blessings that the universe is dropping for us, the $1 million ideas that are going to lead to the wealth and abundance that you've been praying for. This leads to you showing up as the version of yourself who doesn't think it's gonna happen for you anyways, versus showing up as the version of yourself, taking action, making decisions as the version of yourself who believes that inevitably it's yours. It's already yours. You're already living it and embodying it now. And the actions that you are taking are leading you exactly to the actualized reality of that manifestation. And number 4, feel the visualization and be successful and wealthy now. What people don't always get about visualization, about manifestation, is that the universe does not respond to our words. It does not respond to our wants. The quantum field where everything is created from, the energetic realm, this all works on energy. It works on emotion, on beliefs, on identity, on the frequency that you're showing up in and that you're feeling and sending out. So you want to visualize, not just through seeing things in your mind or looking at a vision board, but through your feelings and your emotions, and actually entering into the state of the version of you who already has the success and the wealth that you're manifesting. You need to practice feeling like you already have the money aligned to that identity, that version of you, and then move through your day in that frequency, taking action from that energy, from that identity. Don't show up to create your content from the version of you who's still rooted in doubt and comparison. Show up as the version of you who has ascended beyond that. Practice being that, living that, feeling that, exuding that energy from your energy body now. And before you know it, you become it. Think of training your frequency, training your subconscious mind, training your nervous system, the same way you think of training your butt in the gym. It's like a muscle. You actually have to show up for it. You need to show up for your reprogramming, for your alignment, for your becoming. As Neville Goddard says, you must assume the feelings of the wish fulfilled, meaning you must feel the feelings of already having it now. And if this doesn't feel natural to you, practice it. Practice feeling the wealth. Practice not just seeing the life that you would live when you have the abundance that you're manifesting, but feeling like that version of you who already has it. Your subconscious does not respond to your words or your wants. It responds to your energy, to your emotion, to repetition, and to your identity and beliefs. That is how we get into the subconscious mind and truly reprogram it. It's not logical at all. It's not language speaking the way we are. It's emotional. Yes, there is benefit to repeating affirmations to yourself, familiarizing yourself with new beliefs, because your subconscious mind is always taking everything in, everything you're saying, everything around you. That's why I love just playing subliminal audios or affirmation audios in the background. And I make those in my bundles and give them to you guys to play in the background of your own life too, the way that I do in mine. And I feel the shift through the repetition. But it's not enough to just visualize having money or visualize your dream life if you aren't tying emotion to it. You need to feel what it actually feels like to be that version of you now, and practice feeling those feelings. Practice cultivating that frequency. Imagine every time you cultivate that energy in you, you conjure up those feelings and emotions inside of your body, that you are literally planting seeds in the quantum field for that thing to manifest, for you to actually experience those emotions, those experiences in your 3D physical reality. But it starts on the 3D realm, and that's what you're doing by cultivating the frequency, by practicing feeling it and being it now. The fact is, the version of you who has the money, who has the success, who has the freedom and the joy, they think differently, they move differently, they decide differently. And that version of you is already available. You just have to align to their frequency. And that comes from practice. So don't just visualize, you need to embody. Feel the power, feel the success, feel the expansion, feel the abundance. Then take action in your real life as that version of you. If you want to rewire your subconscious, get that practice in of aligning, of actually embodying the frequency of abundance and overflow so that it becomes your inevitable reality manifested. I created a collection of abundance rewiring audios for you called the overflow codes, so that overflow and abundance just becomes your natural state. Okay, this is you getting the practice in, and I make it very easy for you. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. So you need to become it, you need to feel it, you need to practice it. Remember that you are the source. Everything stems from you internally. So it's not about feeling abundant. It's about locking into the state, into the identity that I am abundance. Okay, it flows from your energy field. It flows from the seeds that you plant in your own energy because you are the source, which is why I am abundance is literally the affirmation that is on the album art, the cover of Overflow Codes. It's meant to be an anchor to remind you that you are the source, that everything flows from you. You are the power that will change your life, okay? I am just the guide that's here guiding you through it, making it easier for you. But do not forget how powerful you are, how capable you are, and mastering energetics, mastering frequency, mastering manifestation, it comes from practice just like anything else, okay? So if you haven't gotten it down yet, it's just probably because you haven't practiced or you haven't been led and guided through how to actually move your energy, to shift your frequency. So that is what the Overflow Codes will help you to do, and specifically for abundance. I'm also all about ease, so it's delivered as a private podcast feed, so you can just access it wherever you access your podcast. Okay, I feel like this is so much easier, and it makes me continue to come back to the audios all the time, rather than it being like tucked away in some like course format somewhere. It's right there on your phone, on your podcast app, easy access anytime. And trust me when I say, I listen to these audios all the time. Okay, that 10K week that I mentioned to you, I credit that completely to the Overflow Codes because I was listening to it on repeat. There's 5 audios in there for you. There's a hypnosis, there's activations, there's subliminals, affirmation loops, whatever you need, whatever you're doing, there's an audio for you for it. And if all this sounds so juicy and good to you and you want to go even deeper with nervous system regulation, subconscious rewiring, and manifestation, and we can't forget abundance either, make sure to get on my waitlist for my new program, Rewired to Receive. I really should have picked an easier name because that's really hard for me to say. I will link it down below. We are opening enrollment very soon. And if you're on the waitlist, you will get special first access that you're not going to want to miss. Start applying these 4 codes today, and I promise you, your life and your relationship to abundance will absolutely transform. Leave me a comment and let me know which of these 4 hit hardest for you and if you had any breakthroughs throughout. And be sure to follow on all my socials and subscribe because I have so much more episodes like this coming. And don't forget to grab Be Her Now and the Overflow Codes if you want to take all this reprogramming even deeper and have me hold your hand through it. I'm sending you so much love and so much good fucking energy. I will see you next time.